welcome to part 2 officially as a part 1 A and B, because the message, there was more to the message. Okay, there was an extension to the message of the time that we are in, and this is connected to our manifestations for the full moon in Leo. We're in the time of the integration, 6 of air. Keywords: solutions, comparisons, compromise, open-mindedness, mindfulness, illumination, epiphany, and personal power. And if you'd like to check out the first parts of this message, they'll be linked down below in the description, or you can find them at the channel. Okay. Key phrases. We're in a time of research and investigation, looking at and comparing a range of options, weigh the pros and the cons, be willing to compromise, don't let rigidity hamper possible success, a moment of epiphany, step into your personal power, do not discredit what others offer. And that message is jumping out more than anything. Do not discredit what others offer. We're talking about, if you're joining in, being a twin flame, what we call a twin flame, Starseed twin flame, right? Your twin is you, and it's where we, first of all, if you want to do work on this relationship, do work on yourself. First and foremost, it's the work with the self. You're working with the self in order to co-create this. And we're just going to say create, because they keep saying co-create and drive us all crazy. To create this. But I want to say I'm laser focusing on learning the power of words, the power of the masculine, the power of articulating it, as we would say, correctly. I love telepathy, you know. I'm a water, you know. My sun sign is a water sign. I'm a Pisces. I love telepathy. But we're learning how to articulate and share information, because that's what the lovers are. This is the air energy. We are expanding and healing how we communicate with love here. As we would call our mission work, part of our kindred partnership. And so we're learning that it's the true love within, and that's why we need the child, the inner child. And there's, of course, a connection to purification, purity here, that's going to help us to heal from pleasure seeking, and we're going to create true happiness. It doesn't mean we're not going to feel pleasure while we're doing this, but the pleasure is not going to be out of balance. We're not going to be pleasure seeking because we want to feel this within the moment. Okay? We want to feel this within the moment. We want to feel this within the moment. It's true. What we're building is it's sustaining. It's true. It's here to last. And we're literally leaving an energetic footprint here as we create this part of our legacy, as we expand it through the earth with the 10 of Pentacles. And this is being able to, like, you know, everything that your counterpart is doing within this kinder partnership is a reflection of you and what you need to look at within yourself. And you and your counterpart could be having different situations, but there's similar enough circumstances that you're mirroring each other, exactly what you both need to work on, and it's the same thing, but it's happening through the self. That we stop going without and forcing everything without to look like this. And remember, we are within our inner landscape right now, connecting deeply to our inner child. Remember, the inner child is on board as we have a resonance of true love, right? In this kindred partnership. But right now we're seeing how our choices directly affect the Five of Wands, wrath, and jealousy. Like, we're really working on jealousy and codependency and setting this love free, because we're understanding that this love is a part of us. It's true. It's kindred. We're being honest with ourselves here. We're being true to ourselves here. Okay. The Six of Air represents a solution born of compromise that lies somewhere in between the black and white, either or choices that are so often seen as the only options available. Now is a good time to contemplate and compare a range of different options in order to discover the best solution for one and all. And there it is. Therefore, it is also a time for research and investigation. As you consider the options compared, take notes. Literally, we're going to take some notes here. Look at the notes being played. And this comes back to understanding, like, when you hear you're getting a divine attunement, you are an instrument. You are an instrument, and we are literally playing with our energy, with our light body, with our electromagnetic field, and our chakras. We're going to get into that, so just hang tight. So, we're taking notes. Weighing the pros and cons for each. There might be a need for compromises to be made, as sometimes in order to achieve our goals and objectives, compromise is required. Now is not the time to prevent an outcome by being inflexible and taking a rigid stance. So look, we're supposed to become flexible, and this is understanding. This is not being created here perfectly. Like, if you are like sitting there checking all, like, everything has boxes, all boxes must be checked, this has to look like this and this, and this, if this doesn't look like this, F this, I don't want it. This isn't my 10 of Cups. No, this is learning how to negotiate and compromise within and without, with yourself, your inner child, your masculine and feminine, your connection, and then without. And it's not playing out like a movie perfectly within our head. We're manifesting this in real life, in real time. So, the Six of Air also represents that singular moment of revelation and illumination, when the mind opens at once and understands the extent of the power we all have over our lives. And that's the key piece of information. That's the time we're in, the power we have over our lives. Suddenly you see potential in everything. You see how every experience and choice made by you and others has shaped you and your life and brought you to this moment. In turn, you also understand how every choice you make in the present moment will shape your future. That's what we're doing here. Like, this is like where confirmation right there from the universe. Thank you. Past, present, and future become one. All of our choices. But then we see how, like, look, our parents' choices affected how we are creating our 10 of Cups here too. Our family's choices, okay? Now, we're doing the same thing. We're healing from childhood trauma so we don't continue to pass it on into the next generation. Our wounds, our traumas. And if you do research about the body, and I don't know if you've heard, like, we hold on to, like, what is it, like 7 generations of trauma or 9 generations of trauma, something like that. So think about that. Like, that patterning is being passed down through our DNA. But we know that we can transform, we can activate with our DNA, because we're, you study, we're proteins, okay? How there's a protein for everything. So there's a protein to activate the genes. If you want to be strong, you gotta activate strength. But you also have to honor that you're weak at the same time. You're whole. So it's like, think about this. If you are going around thinking every day you're gonna get sick, you're weak, and your life sucks, and everybody sucks, and everything around you sucks, well, what are you activating? But if you face the negative, if you face your fears, if you face the pain, and you transform with it, you use it as fuel to get to where you're going, because everything in this world is built off of, you know, numbers, frequency, pattern, vibration, energy. You shape shift with it. You use it. Like, think about all that. If we were not to look at all the negative and not use that for fuel to get to where we're going, that is scarab beetle spirit. Scarab beetle spirit uses us to use our toxicity as fuel to get to where we're going. Or literally, sometimes we just move our shit out of the way. We move our shit out of the way. Okay. So the choices we make are shaping our future. We've been shown this right now. Like, literally, God has, like, put us in a glass house to see what we need to see right now. And we're seeing how all of our choices are affecting how this is being created here. So that's why we're having a revision within. So when we realize that, in that moment of recognition, the mind changes in an instant, and so does life itself. When we realize we have a choice, it's all our choices. Like, it's like when you feel out of control and you don't feel like you're making your own choices, and your body is just making all these choices, your mind's just making all these choices, but your consciousness is not expanding with force. You're not able to act on it because you feel stuck. You feel like, you know, you're stuck within. Like, you know, you need to make all these choices, you know, you need to do all these things, but you can't get the actions without. But you need to realize that you have a choice. You're in charge. You're in charge. Okay? You're in charge with your energy and the choices that you make. So, the Six of Air is presenting you with the opportunity to act with mindfulness and awareness. This is why meditation is so big. Having the energy to be mindful and aware. And this is about a new mindset. A new mindset. From this moment onwards, choose to take responsibility for your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions, understanding that even by taking a passive or an active role, by doing nothing, or by allowing others to make decisions on your behalf, you're making a choice. And this is where we leave multiplayer level, where, you know, everything everyone's doing is affecting us, and we go to single player level where we realize everything is just God talking back to us so we can transform our lives. And if we know that we came here to experience this, but we're working on how this plays out, we know that we need to work on this. We need to build, we need to have a revision of this. We need to be able to be honest with ourselves of how we are co-creating this within, and take full responsibility that the negative things that are coming into our lives, or that we have to deal, that doesn't mean we're failing. Just because we feel negative or something negative is going on doesn't mean we're failing in creating this. We use that energy to create that, to understand, to be whole. It's just, we don't stay stuck in it. This is about healing from fragmented energy. This is about shape shifting. This is about a transformation with the energy. I mean, it's a transmutation. This is how we go from an old self to a new self. So you look at that person that is expanded, that has actually grown. You're like, oh, they're a whole new person. So the Six of Air signifies an opportunity to empower and illuminate your life by opening your mind. So we need to open our mind. And I had a vision of the Ace of Swords in one of the decks I have. I can't remember what it was, what deck it is. It's not the Muse. It might be the Muse or the I forget what the other one is, the other deck, but it's like it's the Ace of Swords, and you see the Fibonacci sequence coming, spiraling out of her head, and it's literally like the light spiraling out of her head. So the masculine and feminine are connected, and growth, and making the right shapes, the right sequences, stringing together the right sequences, having the proper patterning of having the right equation in order to get this. It's like making music. Look, literally, like think about you're creating this, and you're gonna sit down and you're gonna rate it. You're gonna rate it out in notes, and all these octaves are gonna be of the lower world, the upper world, and the middle world. Like think about all the octaves, and you're gonna play it. You're gonna go and you're gonna create this. You're gonna co-create this. It's not just going to be one note. That's not this. Now, there is an extended message here for what's happening with this full moon. It does have to do with an activation of the hero, our intuition. Oh, sorry, the Queen of Fire. Let me get it straight. The Queen of Fire, our intuition, the Ace of Fire. Now, union, okay? Let's say, we're gonna say union, because we're coming together. Okay, remember, from within to without. Union, right? And it's happening through the 6. Remember, this is happening through the 6. The child is here. Connection to innocence, purity, and a purification of the self. The 7. And this is where we heal with force. Remember, we have to act. Action is the last step in the equation. It's not enough to think it. To become it, to embody it, we must apply force. We must act on our transformation. And it's connected to the 10 of Air, the 6 of Fire, and look at that. Peace is created with a sword of the light and the dark, and the cup with the element of fire, force. So look, we're creating peace of the dark and the light within the energy and motion, our emotions, and then we're applying the force. And there's the Ace of Cups in there. Remember, we're going from the 9 and 10 of Cups through the Ace. And I feel like that's a good place to stop because, well, we'll just get to the hero here. There's an activation here. With all this fire, because of this full moon in Leo. Okay, there's an activation. And it's connected to our perceptions. Our light body. Our chakras. Remember, because this is about a change in frequency. This is about what we are co-creating within with our light. The Queen of Water. The youth. The masculine and feminine. Our desires. The 6 of Earth. Our integrity. And then the activation of the King of Fire. And we're going to share this message further next time we meet up. So stay tuned for that. But until then, as promised, let's get an activation here for what is happening. Just gonna go, we're gonna do it right now. We're going here. Star codes, Astro Oracle. It really feels good to heal from frenzied energy when we face where we are not being true to ourselves here, and we're being, you know, in lower vibrational frequencies because we have to change our habits. We need higher vibe habits to replace some lower vibrational habits that have come from trauma, have come from wounds, you know, when we heal from that fragmented energy and we restore wholeness. But we have to restore that wholeness by facing the negative. And literally, more than facing it, we have to transmute it. It's so liberating. Okay, guys. We're gonna start with a little tarot. Then we will get a message. Wow. This has its time, okay? It's gonna have its time. And really learning how to let go from the 3D to the 5D and beyond. And the 5D and beyond back to the 3D. Not be so hard on ourselves when we're integrating all this stuff. Like, we're just in a massive time of integration, of becoming whole to a whole new level. And when we meet up next time, or next time, so we're sharing some described information of our energy fields and working with our energy fields and how we are learning to sustain with our energy and not, you know, to heal from what is making us stagnant from overindulging. If we put too much within our energy field, we become more matter and less energy. We want to be more wave and less particle through these transformations. And that takes work and practice and healing and liberation. All right. So we're getting an activation. I just want to say this is it. From how we go from the 9 of Cups to the 10. It's through the Ace of Swords. It's with clarity. Okay. And there she is, the mother. The Empress. Right here. So that's how it's through the nurture. We discussed in part 1. It's nurturing ourselves in order to nurture others and to nurture the child. Look, here she's birthing the child. Here the child has been birthed. Here, look at that. She's not pregnant. But there's 2 phoenixes. And what are we doing with the Hermit? There's the cosmic egg of transformation. Our connection to the phoenixes rising from the ashes. Because you birth them, from within to without. That's what's happening within the self here. Guys, hang tight. I got this. Okay. Justice. Look at that. Balance. And look at the sword. It has to do with the Ace of Swords. Something is seen here. Growth. Clarity. And we cut ourselves free from what no longer serves us. Let's see. See what's being activated here. I don't feel it. What is being activated here? There it is. Clarity. It's official. Look at that. Clarity. Clarity is officially being acted here, of course. Solar calm. Clarify. We're clarifying here. That's how we're going from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. And it's connected to, let's see what it's connected to. Partnership. Of course it is. Because what are we doing? And transits with climate. Look, there it is. We're in the time of integration through clarity by clarifying and transits, climate. All right, guys, we're going to share these messages next time we meet up and expand off this. But of course, why? Because we're healing from confrontation. In order to do what? We're healing from confrontation in order to nurture. And find what? Strength. Dignified, guys. Dignified. Remember, this is an elevation, an understanding that there is an activation of strength here through dignity. It's elevated. Love, light, and healing energy is sent your way to create with today. I can hardly wait until next time we share these messages and we expand with this full moon in Leo. Until then, I am sending you some good healing vibes. I love you. Take care, and I'll see you then.